I was a student at the University of Belize, and I was majoring in biology actually, and we had this field trip where we had to go to Turnef, and that was the first time I actually went to the reef, saw what was happening in the water, and when I saw that, I completely changed majors. I switched over to marine science, and it just grew from there.
Tanya Barona now has a career in marine biology. She's been working with the Belize Audubon Society for the past 2.5 years as the research and monitoring officer.
It took a lot of active effort to end up where I am. It wasn't just the in-class sessions, but I did a lot of volunteering to be able to understand and be proficient in my field.
Mm-hmm. What is it you love now about this job that you have?
Teaching, actually. Throughout my years, I've learned so much, and I get joy out of sharing that with people, giving people the experience that I got when I was younger.
The Belize Audubon Society co-manages 7 protected areas, 5 terrestrial and 2 marine protected areas, and so Barona's role is critical to support management decisions.
Her role helps the organization in monitoring the natural resources out at the Lighthouse Reef Atoll, and information that is collected is used to inform decision making for the protected areas.
Barona's work at the Belize Audubon Society is twofold. She spends some time in the office doing data analysis, but some of her best days are out in the field where things can get very unpredictable.
When you're out in the field, it's not a regular 8 o'clock morning. Sometimes you're up at 6 a.m., you're on the boat really early. For example, when you're doing a spawning aggregation monitoring, peak hours for spawning is at the break of dawn and right before the sun sets, and it's super exciting, but it does take up a lot of your time. Sometimes the weather is not perfect. It's not flat seas, it's not sunny skies, it's like really, really cold when we have a cold front. The sea is very rough, but it's fun. You get a lot of experience out of it. So it's not easy for sure.
And sometimes just working in a male-dominated field brings its own challenges, but the Belize Audubon Society has created opportunities to encourage women to take up space in conservation, as well as an environment that promotes women's participation in marine science.
So when I entered the conservation field 15 years ago, it really was a male-dominated field, and to a large extent it still is. But Belize Audubon Society has had a long history of supporting and empowering women in the conservation field. We've had a history of women as protected areas managers, women as executive directors, and we've expanded beyond that in having women as rangers. You have to love it. We can definitely do it. It's just a matter of striking that balance. I think a lot of women are deterred perhaps because of family reasons or feeling like they won't be able to sustain and being out in a harsh environment. But I think once we set our minds to it, we can do it. We have a lot of women in Belize across the NGO sector who are leaders in this field.
The environment, yes, it is a friendly one. You do have challenges, like I said before, but in terms of how you carry yourself with people, I think you give people respect and they give you the same respect back. So being in a male-dominated environment is not something threatening. It's just something you deal with.
Do you think it has pushed you to maybe do better, to improve and be better at your job?
For sure. There is always competition in anything that you do, and it definitely drives you to try to be the best.
And so Barona's advice for those who want a career in this field is simple.
Get out there, just get some experience under your belt, do a lot of volunteering. It's time away from your family. I remember when I was younger, I was always on a boat somewhere doing something, and my mom was like, why are you always out there? Stay at home, do something. And it does pay off. You do learn a lot from many different people, so that would be my biggest suggestion, just get out there.
Reporting for News 5, I'm Andrea Polanco.